This is Sean Mundry from the Joshua Generation Ministries. Today I would like to talk to you about blaming God. We face all kinds of different challenges and conflicts in our lifetime. We experience the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, the loss of a child, drug related incidents, abuse, rape, schemes and scandals. We're scammed against, just different little things we're taken advantage of on different levels. And a lot of times, when trying to understand what we're dealing with, we look for someone to place the blame on. We look for someone to accept responsibility. Many times we don't look at the fact that the sin element is always going to be a factor until the consummation of the ages. We don't look at the fact that sometimes others inflict these unfortunate experiences upon us, and we definitely do not like to accept responsibility ourselves for having been the root cause of the situation. We like to look at an even larger thing. We want to say, okay, where was God at when this happened? Why didn't he do anything to stop this? Why didn't he do anything to prevent this from happening? Now, is that a fair assessment of things? Is that fair to place blame upon the one who's given us life? Is it fair to place blame upon the one who's actually given us the power to get wealth, and who's actually given us the child, who's actually given us the spouse, who's actually given us the job? Is it fair of us to actually just sit there and place the blame upon us, the one who takes all things, good, bad, indifferent, and causes them to work out for our good? Is it fair of us to place the blame on the one who supplies all of our needs according to his riches and glory? Is it fair for us to place the blame upon the one who gives us the power to get wealth, who blesses us in the city, who blesses us in the field, who blesses the work of our hand, who causes our ground to bring forth abundance? Is it fair for us to place the blame upon someone who opens the door for us to walk through, and who grants us divine favor when we're not qualified for a situation, and he makes us qualified for it? Is it fair when he takes that from us, or he allows it to be taken from us? I believe Job said it best: the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Sometimes the Lord allows things to become a part of our lives just to show us that we didn't need it. Sometimes he allows us to have these things just to show us that we didn't need it, but also that he has something far greater for us that works in conjunction with his will for us. Now, are we saying that God took the child away from us because we didn't need it? No, we're not saying that. Are we saying God took the job away from us because we didn't need it? No, the Bible tells us that if a man won't work, he won't eat. So does it mean that because he took the car away from us, we weren't supposed to have it? We're not saying that. We're not saying that God allows things to be taken from us because it was not meant for us to have. We say sometimes he does. But sometimes God allows us to lose things because sometimes we exalt those things into the place of God. We make idols out of them, and they take God's place in our mind, whether or not we intend for that to happen, or whether we even acknowledge that it has happened. But when we lose things, we can't blame God. Once again, we have to take consideration that the sin element is always going to be here. That's going to always be here. That's as a result of the fall. Sickness, incurable diseases, things of that nature, hurt, murder, rape, violent crimes against humanity, violent crimes against creation itself. That's going to be here as a result of the fall. Can we blame God for that? No. Why does God allow these things to happen? This is a major issue that we have within the body of Christ. Just because we have been given the word, just because God speaks to us, just because God has given us a position of authority within the body of Christ, it does not give us the right to presume that we can answer the why question. That's when we start getting in trouble, when we try to answer the why question. Because guess what? Answering the why question does not always bring resolution. And what it can do is cause further damage than good. It's not our place to answer the why question. We're not God. We cannot answer for God. We cannot stand in the place of God. So we shouldn't presume to answer the why question. When it comes to these matters, they're serious matters of the heart. They can make or break a Christian. But at the end of the day, we cannot blame God, because God is not the cause of a problem. God is the solution to the problem. God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So is it right to blame God? It is not. Will God provide answers? Some he will, some he won't. Why is this God's way of doing things? Honestly, I dare not presume to answer for God. But what I will say is, he's sovereign, he's in control, and we have to trust that when God speaks, when God moves, when God allows something, he has something in the works. He has a plan. And it's going to work out for our good. Whether it looks good now, whether it looks bad now, we can't blame God. We just have to trust him and trust that he's going to do what's best for us. If we follow him, if we allow him to continue to be sovereign in our lives, it's going to work out for our good. So don't point the blame at God. Trust him and know that it's going to be okay. I'm Sean Munjan for the Joshua Generation Ministries, and that's just a thought. I'll talk to you soon.